This is where we get into the Star Trek and Orville news. We got just a few items this week. Congratulations are in order to Strange New Worlds. Paramount Plus announcing the show had its strongest debut ever for a Star Trek series, setting a new record as the most watched original Trek series over its first 90 days. It's one of the top 2 most watched original series on Paramount Plus in the UK. Last week, while everyone was talking about the Warner Brothers Discovery earnings call, Paramount had one of their own. CEO Bob Bakish says that Star Trek is one of the driving elements for their global growth. They had 43 million subscribers to the streaming channel. He cited Strange New Worlds, 1883, which is in the Yellowstone universe, and the latest South Park special, specifically mentioning those 3. He did not mention Discovery in that quote. Also in the press release, CBS CEO George Cheeks says Alex Kurtzman and his team have delivered 5 shows that are each a success in their own right, and the latest series is performing both domestically and internationally. He says in the case of Strange New Worlds, they're just getting started. And season 3 of Lower Decks will hit Paramount Plus in the United States August 25th. We now have word that it'll hit screens internationally on the 26th over on Amazon Prime Video. Subsequent episodes will hit each Friday after that outside the United States. In Canada, it's on Bell Media's Sci-Fi channel and the Crave streaming channel for those of you up in Canada. The upcoming Prodigy video game Supernova now has an official release date, October 14th. It'll be available through Steam and Stadia, and you can pre-order it for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One, and it will eventually be coming to PlayStation 5 consoles, but the pre-orders have not opened up for that as well. Death Angel Shadow says, I can't bring myself to watch any of the new alleged Star Trek. I can think of a lot of things I'd like to see happen to Kurtzman. None of it nice. Well, I will say, speaking just for myself, Strange New Worlds is probably the better of all of them. I have not sat and watched Prodigy yet, but it is on my list of things to get to. I will eventually get around to it. So, take that for what it's worth. Now available from BlueBrixx in Germany. This model of the Deep Space Nine runabout Rio Grande. It's kind of like Lego, but it's not. You can access the interior cabin here, which comes in 2 different parts. You've got the forward section and the aft section there. And this kit is nearly 3,100 pieces, and it will run just a little over $200 to order one if you're in the United States. And if you've got an idea for a Trek product, Star Trek Unlimited has opened their Federation Innovation Program. You can submit your ideas for a Trek-themed merchandise, apparel, home decor, various tchotchkes. Just fill out the form, and who knows where it goes from there. So you can try that. Now, we talked about the Star Trek panel discussions at San Diego, but prior to that, LeVar Burton was at Orlando MegaCon in Florida. He talked about Picard Season 3, saying it was an absolute blast for everyone to be back together again. He says these characters are aging gracefully and appropriately. And one of the blessings of being back together was the story. He also mentioned the fact that given how much they have stuck together as a cast over all of these years, friends and family, it made the experience even more rich. And he does say it's about the next generation of the next generation. Now, we know Burton's daughter, Mika, is playing one of Geordi's kids. And Burton does seem to confirm they spend a little time on the bridge of 1701D, because he actually talks about being on the set. And he says the ramps were a little bit steeper than he remembered. Now, however, now that we've said that, we do have to have a however, because Terry Matalas got on to Twitter and said, nope, that's not the case. He says there are nods to the past, but not what you might think. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. We'll see what we see when Season 3 actually does drop on Paramount+. Kate Mulgrew, in response to a question about her upcoming visit to Bloomington, Indiana, a concern that was issued in the paper there, she is promising not to cause any temporal anomalies when she visits in October. It'll be her first time in the same space as the Janeway statue, and she says, don't worry, she's going to behave. So we'll see what happens on that. The Orville is now on Disney+. The hashtag Renew the Orville, of course, making its way across social media. There's still a lot of fan activity for that, but no official word that we've got any kind of a 4th season for the Orville. We're continuing to keep an eye on that, and we will let you know. All right, that is it for our Tribble Bytes this week. Every week we have what news we can find for Star Trek and the Orville, and occasionally Galaxy Quest, but we don't have anything for that of late. So we will be back with more next week.
Copyright 2022 by Flaming Dog Media, LLC. All rights reserved. No portion of this program may be retransmitted without the express written consent of Flaming Dog Media. You're watching Sci-Fi for Me TV, delivering the multiverse since 2009.